Hello, this is Mitchell T. Palmer. You know my name, damn it. And what I am doing at the moment is trying to double check to see if this is going live to Facebook. Having trouble with my browser accessing this page. I'm only having trouble accessing the Gentleman Barber page, facebook.com/@thegent. I can access my personal profile, the two groups that I manage. But on my computer, on my web browsers, both Firefox and Safari, I'm not able to access my my facebook.com/@thegent. I guess that's not a problem. On my handy mobile device, I'm able to access it, but only after logging out. I keep getting this kind of notification. Well, you can't really see it. Can't see it, can you? Anyway, I am live right now.
Looks like everything's fine.
There you go. See it, can you? Anyway, I am live right now.
And there's one person watching.
Hello, Elvin Anderson. Anyway, I am live right now. I'm going to try Elvin Anderson to stop being annoying with this. And let's see if I can actually access my page by going to facebook.com. Elvin, are you having any trouble seeing me out there? Hopefully not. Anyway, my friends, I'm going to figure this out. Here, Facebook won't load on my phone again. Every time this happens, if I go to my profile and logging out, now I'm logging back in. And when I do that, let's see if I can actually access. I have absolutely no problem accessing. Look at that. There I am right there. Well, this is probably about 7 seconds from now, maybe 14. Anyway, gentlemen, anyone out there listening? About 7 seconds from now, maybe 14. It's good to see you too, Elvin. Thank you very much for your comments. Anyone out there listening? I'm gonna. Oh boy, I got a nasty feedback loop here. It's good to see you too, Elvin. Thank you. That's not much of a delay, Elvin. Check this out. We can add you right there to the Facebook page. My brother. It's good to see you as well. I thank you very much for joining me. This is kind of a weird. This is kind of a weird Facebook Live for me here. But, brother, Elvin, anybody else who watches it, I think I'll just leave this up. See if I can access my facebook.com page, Gentleman Barber, on my browser tomorrow. Anyway, for right now, on my iPad over here, on my iPhone over there, this one, I can see this just fine. And yes, brother, it has been a while. Quite a while. Blast from the past, man. Where are you now, Elvin? Can you, I don't know if you can post that in a comment. But where are you now? Where have you been? What you been up to? And man, this is kind of cool to be able to have a little chat with you. What are you doing? What's going on? You're obviously not having any trouble accessing the Gentleman Barber Facebook page. But are you on a mobile device? About 10 years. Look, that's a cool new little feature. I could throw that up in the middle so that people could see that. That's kind of cool. Elvin, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're healthy. I hope you're killing it somehow or other in this economy. It's kind of tough. This is kind of badass. I got to be honest. Pretty cool stuff. Anyway, Elvin, I'm gonna end this because I'm sure it's boring as hell. You might even say boring as shit. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Working for government. You're working for the government. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad Moab is got to be kind of nice. Tourist season's got to be kind of a pain in the butt. Hey, I don't know if they're still in operation, but years ago here at Gentleman Barber, before I established the executive room at Gentleman Barber, Elvin, I had a good friend that I met at barber school in Midvale at Mr. Heights Barber School, the barber school, where people have come. I've known men who have come to Midvale, Utah, to go to learn under the watchful eye of Mr. Tim Height. As far and wide as like Virginia. Matter of fact, a young man worked with me for about, well, the better part of 2 years, who came from Virginia. Yes, I do remember you. I remember you very well, my brother. Very well indeed. It took me a bit just based on the little photo. But as I was saying, years ago, I barbered for a guy for about a year. He would come to Midvale, spend about 2 weeks here from Toronto. Yes, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Just to learn from Mr. Height. And then he would go home for a weekend to see his wife and family. He came from a family of barbers. That man, nice guy. A little bit older guy than some of the folks at the barber school, student-wise anyway. That guy came from a long line of barbers. I think his grandfather, his two uncles, his father were barbers. They have a barbershop, pretty well-established barbershop in Toronto. He wanted to become a barber and join the family business. And then his father, his grandfather, his uncles, they said, well, you can't work for us. You can't work here in the family barbershop unless you go get training from Mr. Tim Height. Now, that's the kind of quality gentleman who trained this gentleman barber. Once again, my name is Mitchell T. Palmer, and you know my name, damn it. That's just kind of fun. I keep doing that. But before I established the executive room here, I worked next door, Elvin, where I established my barbershop originally. That grew, and I moved next door when the neighbor moved out of the second suite in the building. And I established a VIP room and called it the executive room at Gentleman Barber. Kind of coined the phrase, Gentleman Barber is the barbershop for everyone, and the executive room is the barbershop for everyone else. But while I was working at the original Gentleman Barber with my good friend Eric Sharetta, who's from the from the Price Huntington area, great guy, love him with all my heart. He was a fantastic barber. Eric actually had a buddy who lived and worked in Moab. And there's a barbershop there. I'm wondering if it's still there, Elvin. It's named Norm's. Now, I know there were a lot of, back when I worked with Eric, we're going back about 10 years ago, maybe 9 or 10 years ago. But Eric would sometimes go spend some time in Moab, just vacationing, hang out with his buddy Norm, and work at Norm's barbershop with him. Eric, you've been there. That's outstanding. I didn't know we have sat in lodge together, brother. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that. Was that at Wasatch, or was it another one? I don't know if Norm's is still there too. I was wondering about that. I know Norm wasn't a young buck. Eric, about 10 years older than I am, so he'd be in his early 60s now. And I know Eric, after a few shoulder and hip surgeries, Eric had to hang up his barbering license, but was a fantastic barber. Norm had a great reputation back when Eric would work there on occasion. Norm was the only barber shop in Moab. there were a lot of places to get a haircut. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Jason Elvin. It's been a little bit. The last time I heard from Jason, he was scheduled for something. He'd come down with a little bit of what seemed like a cold, and he was a little concerned about maybe having COVID. I've been terrible about that because I should have checked up on him. I haven't heard from him since, so. But he's due anytime. He comes in and lets me shave his head. And lets me trim up that gorgeous beard and mustache that he wears. You ever see his? You haven't seen him for a year. You ever seen his? Elvin, I appreciate you joining me today. Have you ever seen his beard? You've seen it before, I would guess. He's worn it forever. I barely remember Jason without a beard. I met him at one of the meetups for Wasatch. But yeah, I should probably, no time like the present. While I'm boring people with things like being live about technical difficulties, yeah, he's got a magnificent beard. I'm going to text our good friend and brother and say, hey, how are you? I'm talking live on Facebook with our brother Elvin Anderson. He'll be thrilled to see that. It's a bit of a how do you do for you, Elvin, to our brother Jason. Elvin, I have a wife at home. She is waiting for me to get there, and she got some kind of surprise she said she needs some help with. So perhaps we can do this again in the near future. I really do appreciate you showing up. You know what, Jason? Jason's a good old-fashioned curmudgeon. Isn't that what we do? Grumpy old men. We get pissed off at something and somebody, and then we get over it. If he's not over it, then he'll have to rub his mad spot and get glad. That's what my father used to say all the time. Rub your mad spot and get glad, because being mad at somebody isn't going to help for long. Hey, Elvin, I love you, man. It's good to see you or see of you. I'm glad that you got a job working for the evil government. The evil government. You know what? If you're not part of the problem, you're part of the solution. Love you, man. Be good or don't get caught. And I've just heard back from back from Varner. He's doing pretty well. He asked me if I have a cancellation tomorrow, so I'll have to check it out. I will see you soon too, my brother Elvin. To the rest of you, and those of you who listened while I whined about my Facebook problems. Apparently it's not too bad, because I can still come here and put this ugly mug in front of the screen, in front of the camera, and make you guys endure this. Gentleman Barber, if you haven't been here in Sandy, Utah, I would love to see you. You be good too, brother. I would love to see you come in and experience barbering, not just a haircut, barbering service, in a private environment where I have what I think is rather perfected the art of the personal grooming experience. Personal grooming brand, not a public walk-in barbershop open to everybody else so that you have to share your experience, but one that is for you and you alone for the time that we are booked together. And I call that the personal grooming brand. If you don't know what your personal grooming brand is, you should find out. You can scroll up on this Facebook page and smash that book now button. Go out and find something available. Schedule something with me and see what a personal grooming experience can do for you. Before I exit here, I'm going to say one more time. Again, my name is Mitchell T. Palmer. You know my name, damn it. If you don't, it's right there. And here's an ugly mug for your trouble. How's that? There's my name. Here's my mug. I will say, as I always do, God bless you. God bless my dear and long-lost brother, Elvin Anderson. And thanks for participating and chatting with me today, brother. In the meantime, God bless America. The greatest nation that ever existed on God's green earth. And as I've already said to my dear brother Elvin, I will say to you, you guys be good or don't get caught. Elvin, got to talk to you someday about working for the evil government, man. Ciao, babies.